Hi everyone, Shai here. I hope all of you are doing good. Welcome to another new video. SpongeBob SquarePants is a beloved American animated comedy series chronicling the adventures of SpongeBob and his aquatic friends in Bikini Bottom. Despite being a devoted fan, there could still be elements of the show and its characters that elude your knowledge. Discover undisclosed secrets about SpongeBob, from the mystery surrounding Pearl's mother to hidden messages addressing global warming, carefully concealed by Nickelodeon. Number 1. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are Navy divers. Every town needs a hero, and in the case of Bikini Bottom, they have two, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. They are superheroes of the deep. But what's their story? Of course, we'll never know what Nickelodeon was thinking. Still, there's a possibility that Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are Navy divers and potentially relate to the actual bikini atoll used for nuclear weapons testing. Some viewers have long wondered why they are the only humans in Bikini Bottom. What are they doing there? Take note. Well, some people theorize that they were part of Bikini Atoll tests in the 1940s and 52nds. Mermaid Man might have been a Navy diver in a mission that went wrong, and he was left undersea. Barnacle Boy, who's much younger than Mermaid Man, might have been in a similar situation in the 1950s. Both of them were left disgruntled, shaken, and irritated. Them being Navy divers isn't actually a far-off theory because they seem to have a lot of Navy gear for two people who weren't in the Navy. So, sit on that theory for a moment and let us know what you think. Number 2. SpongeBob and Patrick act like children. Out of all 7 main characters on SpongeBob SquarePants, Patrick and SpongeBob would have to be the most immature. They act like children or even toddlers, which is probably why they get along so well. Compared to the other characters like Squidward, Sandy, and Mr. Krabs, they are undoubtedly much more youthful. But why are they more childish than the other characters? A standard theory is that their ability to clone themselves means they purposely stay young forever. Sponges reproduce by building buds, and starfish can lose arms and grow more. Some viewers believe that every time SpongeBob and Patrick appear to age, they panic and clone themselves to stay young forever. Speaking of age, though, a 2011 study found that watching even just short amounts of SpongeBob SquarePants could dampen preschoolers' brain power. University of Virginia researchers wanted to see if fast-paced TV shows affected skills like attention, problem solving, and memory and put 64 children into 3 groups. The first had to watch SpongeBob, the second would watch a slower show for preschool children, and the third would draw with crayons and markers for 9 minutes. Out of all groups, those who watched 9 minutes of the fast-paced SpongeBob SquarePants show scored the worst. Before moving on to the next point, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you all to my merchandise. You can support my content by getting your favorite products from my store or by simply joining my channel. Your support means a lot to me. Now, let's get back to the video. Number 3. SpongeBob SquarePants humor is meant for adults. SpongeBob SquarePants has been a successful children's show for over 20 years. You won't find too many kids who don't love tuning in to watch the vibrant yellow sponge hang out with his squid, squirrel, crab, and snail mates. And while the show is undoubtedly for children, much of the humor is actually more directed toward adults. Sometimes you don't even realize this until you grow up. I mean, the opening scene of Season 7's The Play Is the Thing episode is proof of that. You see SpongeBob blowing up a balloon. That's definitely no ordinary balloon. That's one for adults. But you wouldn't know that if you're a child. Then there was the time Gary the Snail caught SpongeBob watching something he shouldn't. He was transfixed on a frilly orange sea anemone dancing on the TV. But when Gary approached, he quickly changed the channel and told Gary he was simply looking for the sports channel. Most adults will know that he was caught watching a late-night dirty movie. In another episode with Patrick, SpongeBob, and Sandy, SpongeBob said, "That's it, Patrick. Your genius is showing." But Patrick misheard what he said and covered his crotch before saying where he thought SpongeBob said something entirely different. Number 4. Krabby Patties are laced with an addictive substance. Have you ever wondered why the residents of Bikini Bottom go absolutely wild for Krabby Patties? Surely burgers can't be that delicious that they pretty much visit the restaurant every day. Well, some people speculate that there might be something quite addictive in them, making people visit time and time again. When you search on Google for the secret formula of the Krabby Patty, you sometimes see mention of something called Poseidon powder. But when you look up Poseidon powder on Urban Dictionary, it has nothing to do with SpongeBob at all. It's another word for cocaine. So, while some people speculate that Krabby Patties are nothing more than crab and fish meat, which is scandalous enough given that it would make them all cannibals, it could be much worse than that. Mr. Krabs might be lacing his food with cocaine to get his customers hooked. Number 5. Patrick just pretends to be stupid. Both Patrick and SpongeBob aren't the brightest characters out of all the ones we see. They seem to get up to some crazy antics and aren't always making the wisest choices. Some viewers have noticed that they appear dumber as the years have passed, but some have also speculated that Patrick isn't as dumb as he makes himself out to be. Sure, he once nailed a piece of wood to himself and lives under a rock. He also doesn't appear to do much more than sleep, eat, and watch TV. But whenever he and SpongeBob end up in a bit of a pickle, it's typically Patrick that comes up with a genius solution. It's almost like he intentionally dumbs himself down because it's easier, and only lets his intelligence shine through when it's important to get themselves out of a situation. Many Patrick fans do genuinely think that he's much more intelligent than he seems. Number 6. The patties are vegan. We've heard a whole bunch of theories about the patties within Krabby Patties. Some people believe they're made of beef, which is what they look like, while others think they contain fish, crab, imitation crab, and even whale meat. But could they actually be vegan? I mean, it would make sense. Just ask series animator Vincent Waller, and you'll get the truth. He said there is no meat in the Krabby Patty and in fact no animal product at all. He said this was always something they had planned with the series creator Steven Hillenburg. According to official sources, a Krabby Patty is a veggie burger sold by the made-up restaurant Krusty Krab. But even if we know that the patties don't contain any meat, what do they contain? A description for the Krabby Patty, which describes the burger as a frozen meatless burger with buns, pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, mustard, ketchup, and onions. Then there's that all-important secret formula hidden in the patty vault. But maybe the vegan patties are just like the vegan patties we eat. Typically, these contain beans like soybeans, tofu, grains, nuts, fungi, and seeds. Some also include chickpeas, herbs, spices, and sweet corn. Basically, a vegan patty can be any number of natural ingredients. Even after 20 years of SpongeBob SquarePants, we truly are none the wiser. SpongeBob was an absolute cracker of a show. I mean, who didn't love coming home from school, dumping down their school bag, and throwing themselves on the sofa with a snack to watch a little yellow sea sponge wreak havoc in the ocean? But I bet you see the show in a new light now. Well played, Nickelodeon. Well played. What's your favorite SpongeBob episode? Personally, I like the one where they start delivering it with a little Krusty Krab. Crazy, my throat. So, that was all for today. I hope you have watched the video up to this time stamp. Make sure to press the like button if it amazed you. Press the subscribe button if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, as it's totally free. You can follow me on all social media platforms. All links are given in the description. You can also watch other cool stuff. The playlist link is also mentioned in the description. I will catch you up soon in the next video. Till then, peace out.